everybody. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth, and we are live on YouTube worldwide. And I'm just getting everything together. Let's give folks a few minutes to all get in here. But we are live from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. My name is Ian, and it's my pleasure to host tonight the Sights and Sounds of Earth right here on Starship Adventures. And the show will start here in just a few moments. Good evening, Bill. How are you doing? All right, so I am working slowly on getting the studio put back together. It's still kind of a mess, but it's to the point where I can at least put the cameras back on. It was just piled in here the other day. You can still see a number of pieces of equipment over here that haven't been hooked back up yet. And several computer systems over there that are not back online yet, and we got one back here that's not online yet. I'm getting there, guys. It takes time. All right, tonight we are going to be looking at auroras. They issued a forecast that we were going to get some pretty bad storms tonight. Then they issued another forecast that says, hey, probably not quite as bad as we originally said. So we don't really know. We don't really know. I will tell you right now, the current Aurora oval does come down into the northern tier states right now. Hey, Junior, Harvey, Bill, Heath, hello everybody. Victor, thank you for being here. Laura, I'm glad you guys have all made it. And Whamsy. Welcome from Scotland. This cat here, his name is Daddy Kitty. And he earned that moniker because when we bring in kittens, even with mamas or without mamas, he steps right into the daddy role every time. He loves to lay with them and lick them and clean them, and we don't know really exactly where he came from. He wandered up here with a horribly broken leg. We at one point were even going to put him down, but he has survived, and here he is. And now he's a great cat. We've had him for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years, a while. He just was a stray that wandered up here. Yeah. He's a good one. And Mama Bleep's in here too. She'll be by, I'm sure. It's still pretty cool here, but it's not that cold out today. I will probably eventually put them both out tonight because they're driving me nuts. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth, and we are going to be doing what we do here. What are you doing, Daddy Kitty? Daddy Kitty. He's a good cat. Just an orange cat. His back leg was a broken compound fracture hanging off. We tried to catch him to put him down, and he wouldn't let us catch him. He was feral, and we tried for days to catch him. Finally, he disappeared on us. Came back 3 months later. He's walking on the leg, walking on it. And over the course of the next year, I slowly got to where I could pet him. I worked on him a little bit every day, using wet food and things, and there you go. Here he is. Now he just loves people. He's a people cat. Hey, hey Hans. Hey Jungle. Terry. I'm very tired tonight, guys, but I'm going to do it for a while here. We'll see how it goes. My throat's not doing well. I don't know. It's my pump went out this morning. I turned on my well pump to fill up my aerator tank, and it runs, but I get no water out of the well. We're coming out of rainy season, so chances of it being a dried up well are fairly low. So I'm thinking the packing's gone out in my pump. Pump doesn't sound right, and it's it's a couple years old. We don't get but a few years out of pumps down here. So I'm going to go in the morning to Home Depot at some point in the next few days and buy another pump. and stick it in here and see how it does. But yeah, that's that. There's Mama Bleep. Say hi, Mama Bleep. We call her Mom Bleep because she wandered up here with kittens. We took care of her and her kittens. And, but she bleeps. She walks around with her tongue hanging out literally all the time. And so we call her Mom Bleep. All right. You're a pain in the ass, Daddy. That cat is over there, that Mom Bleep, she's sitting on my brand new $1,200 radio. She doesn't know how lucky she's got it. I'm gonna show you guys that one night. I just haven't done it yet. Great little radio. There's just been so much going on. And made 500 contacts with that radio in 5 or 6 days. It was amazing. Had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun. My throat's going, guys, so probably an hour or so tonight. I don't think we're going to have the big huge auroras tonight. I don't. But there's still a chance. So we're gonna hang with it for a little while. We're gonna watch, and we're gonna see what happens. But I'm being honest. I'm being straight up with you guys. I'm not sure. Hey Gator, Edwin, good to see you guys. Glad you guys are all here. Yeah, it's hard to do shows with cats. It's fun, you know. I like to have a co-host, but they don't help a whole lot. Matter of fact, they're a pain in the ass. Always on the keyboards, right in the middle of the show. Time to lick an ass. You know, I mean, just stuff that you can't do as a host. Hey Wade in Texas. Hey Bo Hickley. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here. No, I have not. I haven't even ordered that part yet, but I'm gonna get it. No, I've been looking at laptops though, Heath. I've been looking at laptops, and the prices are not as bad as I thought they were gonna be. Hey Callie. Yeah, no, I'm looking at laptops. I can get me a really nice tough book. I mean, they've got them in there, the Panasonic tough books. They've got a bunch of other ones too. I found one already. I'm kind of really liking it. It's got a Ryzen 9 in it, 32 megabytes of RAM. Very nice looking machine. Touch screen, the whole bit, which I don't care about, but whatever. All right, guys, please, can we just stop messing with everything? They're just running around the studio. Yeah, I could. I'm not a sales guy. I'm a research and buy exactly what I want guy normally. But then again, 4 years of this shit economy, and I'm becoming a sales guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a good show yesterday, Bo. It was a good show yesterday. We had over 20,000 views of the show yesterday. That was great. I was very happy about that. We went 3.5 hours, and we covered the Aurora live. I talked about what we covered last night on my show today, on my radio show. So it was cool. It was a fun time last night, and also we got to talk about it a little bit today. Kitty, you're messing up my work shirt. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me put on the reflectivity and see. We have nothing going on, guys. I mean, it is like nothing going on. That's your nationwide weather right there. Weather on the 8s. I hate that. That was what I always used to hate about the Weather Channel. Weather on the 8s. It was like literally, they would talk about weather for like 2 minutes, and then they would have 2 or 3 minutes of weather on the 8s, and then they would have 2 or 3 minutes of commercials, and then they would talk about the weather for 2 or 3 minutes again. And I'm like, this is a terrible format. What a shit format. Um, yeah, it was. It was a good show last night. I do agree, very much. So, and we made a lot of new friends last night. That's what's neat about when we have whatever it is, a police chase, a manhunt, a tornado outbreak, a hurricane hitting Jamaica, whatever it is. It's an opportunity for us to reach out through the algorithms and use that little bit of horsepower to get out there and find new subscribers that will come in and watch the show and interact with all of us in the chat room. So we're happy with that and happy with the way it goes. But anyway, that's that. All right, so we are going to be going through what's going on both now and what's been going on. First, I want to mention, hey, that hurts. Okay, go. Goodbye. He gets a little carried away. He claws and claws, and pretty soon he's drawing blood. He doesn't even realize it. I do want to talk about several things tonight, okay? One of them is the International Space Station is starting today, and I wanted to do it tonight on the show, but we're not going to have a pass tonight during the show. But we will, in the next few nights, we will have a pass of the International Space Station. And when we do have that pass, then I want to be able to receive the SSTV signals that are coming down from the space station. And so that'll be fun. We're going to do that. This is the current, there we go. This is currently where the space station is. Had we been here 2 hours ago, it went nearly right over Florida here. But you can see there, the white arrow is plus 90 minutes and the yellow arrow is minus 90 minutes. So the white line is where it's going to be on the next orbit. Okay, you see the white is the future and the yellow is the past. So that's how you look at it. So if you live in Washington State or Oregon or across Canada, almost the whole Canada, you're going to get a shot here. New England, you're going to get a shot here on the next orbit in about 65 minutes or so. You are going to get a shot at receiving this. So what do? Well, here's what you do. You need a receiver that can receive the proper frequency, okay? And that that proper frequency is going to be in the 2 meter or VHF range. This is the most common band to receive. This was the band that was widely used by law enforcement and is still currently today the most inexpensive band to both receive and talk on. So if you have a receiver, and there's a bunch of different types of receivers, okay, a scanner, for instance, any kind of scanner where you can punch in the frequency will work. You can also use a computer, an RTL SDR, okay, which is a software-defined radio that plugs into your computer. It's like, they call it a dongle. Those will work. You can use any cheap Baofeng, any cheap TYT or Quansheng radio. You can use any 2 meter ham radio, almost any VHF radio that you can punch the frequency in will work. And so this is something that's really cool because it's out there, and it's going to be going on all the way through the 20th. So you've got about 8 days to take part in this. You don't have to have a license to do this. You don't have to be a ham radio person to do this. Maybe you've got an old Baofeng radio that you and your buddies bought to talk around at the mall or something. That would work as long as you can punch in the frequency. It doesn't have to have any fancy PL tones. There's no split frequencies. There's nothing fancy about this. You simply just type in the frequency 145.800, okay? And that's the frequency that they're going to send down the communications from the space station on, okay? So you just set any receiver to that frequency. Now let's say you don't have any receiver at all, okay? Doesn't matter. There's still ways you can do this. You can use a web SDR system. For instance, I'll put a link in for one where you can actually go and find a web SDR that picks up that frequency that's in the path of the space station, and you can actually sit there and receive it into your computer. Now, you do have to have the audio shunted back into your computer again, and for that we use virtual audio cable. You guys should have this in your computer already. You can put up to 5 of them in there. You only really need one for most applications. But here's the link to that. This is there's VB audio cable. That gives you an audio cable that you can send your browser to by going down to your speaker at the bottom of your screen on Windows. Click the speaker, right click, open sound settings, and then click advanced sound properties and set that browser to the VB cable, and then you set your SSTV receiver to the VB cable, and it becomes a virtual cable within your computer. It's really cool. It's not as complicated as it sounds. And then you're going to need the software. If you're on a Windows computer, I suggest MMSSTV. It seems to be about the best one, and it seems to work about the best. So I've got the link right here. This is the website for that. Now, let's say you have a radio and you want to receive it on your Android. Can I do that? Yes, you can. And that's a Robot 36 is what you want. That's the one I recommend. There's several of them that work, but for Android you want Robot 36, which is right there. If you got Apple, you guys can figure it out. I'm sure it's Apple. It's a lot smarter than I am. But yeah, you can take this and you can decode the images as the space station sends them down. And it's pretty cool how it works. It goes bleep, 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 bleep. It uses the same technology that we used for many years on our facsimile machines, fax machines. Remember those? And it uses that same technology. So there's everything you need to know right there if you want to get involved with the project. Now, let's say you want to buy one of these dongles. They've got to be expensive, right? No, not at all. RTL SDR, they are running 38 bucks, 37 bucks. And they're delivered in one day, so you would get it in plenty of time, you know, to work this event, if that's, you know, if you wanted to do that. I got a link here. Hold on, I'm putting it in. If you buy this thing I'm putting the link in for right now, this hooks up to your Windows machine. I think it also works on other systems as well. And then you would download a program called SDR Sharp. And here I'm going to give you guys the link. This is fun. If you guys want to do this, I'm giving you guys a fun project right here. Here's every link to everything that you need. You need to download the X64 version of SDR Sharp, plug in your dongle, hook up a cheap antenna to it or a piece of wire that you run out the window, and you're all set. You can pick it up when the space station goes by. The easiest thing is to buy a cheap Baofeng radio. That's probably what I would do if I wanted to do it. Use your phone with that the one that starts with play.google. That's the app that goes in your phone. You can put that right in there and you're all set to go. So lots of fun stuff. This is a great introduction to radio stuff if you've not done anything else. Let me see if I can find this radio. They've got a great radio right now that is very inexpensive. I don't work for Baofeng, okay? But you can get 2 of these for 29 bucks. Does this come with the charging cable? Yeah. What about the programmer? I'm just trying to find one that comes with the programming cable. I just bought one of these little radios and they're really cool. And it's literally under $20. And you can pick up all kinds of neat stuff with it. You see what it comes with. I want to make sure I give you the right one. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff on this channel. There's nothing to cover right this minute, so I'm giving you guys a neat little radio project. But please understand, we don't do boring radio stuff all the time. I do all kinds of stuff on here, so don't lose faith in us here. What's in the box? Cable antenna. So that's not the one I want. Yeah, these are great little kits. They've got all the little stuff in there, but I want to make sure I find one that has the programming cable, because if you don't buy one with a programming cable, then you have to buy a $10 programming cable, and you don't need it to do this first project, but you don't want to have to deal with that going forward. So I'm just trying to find the one of these that has the programming cable. Now it's just giving me that. Okay, well that's just awesome. I mean, I recommend the UV25, but a lot of people say it's too big. I happen to like it, but a lot of people say it's too big. Well, I guess I'll have to get this to you later. currently right now, I'm going to go ahead and give you the link to this radio. This is the radio I recommend. It's overall right now. Boy, ain't that the truth, Gator. There's a link to it right there. You can see it's called the UV17R. It's a little bit higher wattage. It's got a bigger battery. It's got a 999 programmable channels. It does NOAA. It does FM, VHF, UHF. It's a great one. Now, you can look around and maybe find a little better deal than this. You can look around and find one that comes with a programming cable. Hello, Canopy. And you can, what you do is you order one of these little cheap radios, and now this goes in your survival bag. This goes in your go bag with the charger and everything. And this is something that you program in all of the marine band, the GMRS band, the FRS band, the MERS, the multiple use radio frequencies. You put in there, like I said, marine band. You put in there all your local stuff. And I can show you how to do that real easy with Chirp. I've got videos that shows you how to do it. And you just go in there and put that in there like that. And basically, that radio now becomes your lifeline. When the cell phones go down, the only talking you're going to hear is going to probably be mostly UHF, VHF, some HF as well, but that's a whole different ball game. This is cheap for $20. You can put a working two-way radio in your go bag and have it ready. And you don't need a license to buy it. You don't need a license to own it. You only need a license to talk on it. And if it's the end of the world, nobody gives a shit about your license anymore. Is that Ed now wanting in? What, Ed? There's 3 cats in the studio tonight. You'll see him in a minute when he comes up. That's Ed Earl. He's named, yes, he is named, I'm sorry, my volume was a little low there. He's named Ed Earl after the sheriff in the best little whorehouse in Texas. He's got to go check out her food real quick first. Let me look that one up. Yeah, what I've got up here, there's Ed. Say hi, Ed. Hi, everybody. This is Ed Earl. Say hi. He doesn't understand cameras. Yeah. Anyway, he's my big steel gray. Isn't that true? Yeah, it is. I know. And they all have to show you their ass. That's cats, man. Cats. All right, so there's where the station is now. You can still see it on there. But you can see it'll be a while before it gets back around again to where it goes over. It goes over your house a couple times a day. But you have to know when it's going to go over if you want to capture it yourself. But this is pretty cool. This is a project you can do for 20 or 25 bucks. You can order this radio, type in the frequency right into the front of it without even putting it onto your computer or anything, right? And then you just hold the radio next to your phone, which is running the robot program that I sent you the link for, and and it'll make the picture right there for you, and you'll be able to see what the picture is and save it and all that kind of good stuff. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's right, Eddie. That's right, Ed. Yeah, I would. Like I said, even if you don't want to get an amateur radio, this works on FRS. It works on GMRS. It works in marine band. It works. If you want to listen to aircraft, look around a little bit for a couple dollars more. You'll find one very similar to this that will actually receive AM aircraft band. There's different ones. This one, the one I sent you the link for, is the basic model. It's all the basic features. It's about $22. You can find them under 20. if they say it's 10 watts, it's really about 8 or 9. But yeah, they're getting pretty close on the wattage. They used to really lie, but they're getting pretty close on the wattage now. We're kind of holding their feet to the fire. Oh, thank you, Junior. Let me, I'll stick that up here in this one that's dark. I'm putting it straight in up here. Let me get that link from you. Oh, wow. Let's see if I can center it a little bit more. K-Town, Cosmic Gypsy, thank you for joining. Thank you for becoming a member of the crew. There we go. All right, yeah, upper right, guys. That's the one they just sent me the link for, upper right. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Edwin, but they are everything to me. I love my cats, you know. I never had babies. I never had kids. I never even had kids I don't claim. I never knocked anybody up and moved to a different town. None of that stuff. So I never had a baby. I never had kids. Never wanted them. Don't like the smell or the noises they make. But cats, on the other hand, I love cats, dude. I just absolutely love cats. Yeah, Tid Radio, Quan Sheng, Baofeng, and TYT, all four decent makers of cheap Chinese radios. I prefer Baofeng and TYT equipment, but I got a friend that swears by Quan Sheng. I don't like the sound quality of a Quan Sheng. Also, Tid Radio is those are usually Baofengs. They're just renamed. I got kids and I like my cats more. I get it. I trust me. I believe I'd be the same way. Okay, so Canopy, you're seeing the Aurora tonight. Yeah, I'm showing it way down, down at least 1 or 2 states down from the Canadian border there. And these shots you're seeing are live, so there is definitely some Aurora activity out there. Now, it's not, let's go real quick. I'll tell you what I want to do next. Let's go take a quick look at the Radar Omega. Let's go back to Radar Omega. Watch out, Eddie. I got to go to Radar Omega, Ed. All right, let's go back to here and let's take a look. We've got all these great cams up here that these guys have put up for us. Let's just take a peek here and see if we can see anything in any of these cams here. A lot of them are in night mode, unfortunately. This is Kalamazoo, Michigan. Lots of city lights, but I don't see anything there. Cameras pick up Aurora better than our eyes do because of the fact that it's energy and things like that. It's just the fact that you will get it. Like, even if you don't think there's an Aurora there, you should download an app that does long exposure. There's auroras there in that. But see, you're seeing it in night mode, but you can see there. You can see them in there. Look at that. That could also be an effect off the ground lighting too. Let's see here. Let's keep moving right. Did I already do this one? Yeah, I just did that one. Here's Fort Wayne. I don't really see anything there. That's the one. Somebody told me last night. I said, "How many towers do they got there?" And they're all blinking at the same time. And somebody goes, "Those are windmills, idiot." I'm like, okay, I learned something tonight. Oh God. All right. Hey, Texas. Texas, I don't think we're going to be seeing them again tonight. I'm here in Florida. I don't think we're going to be seeing them tonight. We're both too far south. We'll see though. You know, you never know. It could go a little crazy. Oh man, I'm yawning. I'm so sorry, guys. I hate yawning in front of a crowd. Some of these, man, the ground lighting is just so bright. And see, when you're doing a webcam, a lot of times you want it a bright location so that you can see what's going on. But then again, it screws up your, if you're looking for, you know, auroras. We got anything here? No, I don't think so. What do you see, Ed? What's up? Yeah, Scott, boy, there was a lot of pink. People saw pink in the Florida Keys. I saw red here on my camera. The naked eye, I could tell there was a coloration in the sky, but it was so faint. But my cameras picked it up pretty good. It was not quite as good as the one, what was it, a year ago or whatever. It wasn't quite that good. Okay, so to finish up the discussion on the other thing, every 2 minutes, the space station is going to start sending down a new picture. And you'll hear it go, wonk, 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 and it'll start making the sounds. And you want to move your radio or your antenna or whatever. You want to move it around so that you get the clearest signal possible. And then as you're getting that clear signal, it will make a really nice clear picture for you, and then you can save that in your phone. Eli Cam, is that this one up here? Kitty, I'm busy. Yeah, that's the one. The upper right corner is the Eli Cam, and yeah, boy, it is going like crazy right now. Wow. Hey, Wayne, in snowy Canada. CQ N5 TCB. Hey Dom, what's going on? And Scott, thank you for coming in. I think I already said hi. And Chibi the Great. Yeah, did you see that, Chibi being a pilot? We were talking about this last night. And they will synchronize all those red beacons. I'm wondering if they're doing that so that it's less confusing for pilots, maybe, or something. I don't know. I guess if you had 93 individual blinking lights out there, that would be more confusing, I guess, than if you had two sets of lights that were blinking. I guess. I mean, I guess that's what they're doing. I don't know. Gator, I'll be honest, those radios do very good with the antenna that comes on them. Now, if, you know, they sell those taller ones, I don't get any better performance out of those taller radios. All the old guys show up at the meetings with those big tall antennas and they're all knocking each other in the face with them. And I personally did some, you go back on my channel, back to the beginning, back to the very beginning of my channel, 1,000 videos ago, and I actually tested 9 different rubber ducky style antennas, and those tall ones did not do any better than the factory one that came with the radio. So just, I wouldn't. Here's the thing. You want to spend money on an antenna? Spend money on an antenna. Buy you a quarter wave magnet mount that you can stick on a piece of metal and put it up on your roof. That's what you want to do. Buy you a $60, $70 base radio multi-brand antenna that you can put up on the side of your house. If you're way away from town and you're wanting to pick up town, buy you a $100 Uni antenna and aim it towards town. And then you buy a little adapter for $6 that screws into the top of your radio, and the antenna from your roof comes down and screws into the top. And now your radio has a base antenna on the roof. I'm gonna tell you something. You can go from a portable radio that's putting out 5 watts to a portable radio that's putting out 10 watts to a mobile radio that's putting out 25 watts to a base radio that's putting out 75 watts. If you've got a shit antenna, your performance will be shit. Okay? Antenna, 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 radio, coax, antenna. That's the order of importance. So, what I recommend to people is if you want to buy a little handheld radio and you actually want to hear people on it without having to go sit outside, buy you a $30, $40, $50 antenna, either a base radio antenna, or you can buy you like a mobile magnet mount, and then you can use it in your car. You can stick it on your roof, or then when you're done with that, you can stick it on your car, run the wire down in your door, and now in your car you've got a big antenna on the roof, and you'll be able to hear things from a lot further away. It works really good. They even make brackets that will hold the radio and the little mic, and you can make a little car radio out of your little $20 radio you just bought. Yeah. I recommend Nagoya antennas. They're okay. Their quality is okay. But there's a lot of fakes. Do not buy them off eBay. I would buy them from like Ham Radio, HRO, or is that what it is? Ham Radio store, where I just bought my radio. You'd think I'd remember where it is. Buy it from there, or buy it from Amazon. Click only Prime and buy it from someone that Amazon trusts, because there's a lot of fake Nagoyas out there. Now you want to spend a few dollars more, look at some of the Comet antennas. Comet makes even better antennas than Nagoya. But the truth is, again, if you're talking to your brother 2 houses down the street, you use your rubber ducky. If you're wanting to talk on repeaters and do nets and stuff, I would buy the little antenna to go out on the roof. That's the way to go. And then you can sit on the lounge chair at home and you can participate on your radio nets. But yeah, that's the way to do it. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, there you go. James, that's all you need. Your first base radio can be a $20 radio. Your first car radio can be a $20 radio, and your first portable radio can be a $20 radio. And if you're really cheap, they can all 3 be the same radio. So yeah, I mean, it's really cheap to get into radio. Now, when you want to get into HF radio, I just bought my first brand new HF rig, $1,200, and that's not an expensive radio. It's not bottom of the line, but it is. It's your basic good radio, and $1,200. You can get radios. They sell ham radios that are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. The upper end stuff is crazy. However, these radios are really, really cheap, and you can buy base. You can actually buy mobile radios for about $200. that will have two different sides, and you can monitor two different channels at one time. Does VHF, UHF. For about 125, you can get one that also does 6-meter FM, and it does 10-meter FM, along with UHF and VHF. You can also, there's some other ones you can buy out there for about $200 that'll add in the 220 band, so you can get VHF, UHF, and 220. So there's a lot of neat stuff you can get out there. But the whole point is radio is not that expensive to get into. And then if you get into it and you want to talk legally, get you a GMRS license. No test, $35. What was that all about? No test, $35. GMRS license. You can talk on all the GMRS channels, and you can hand them to your family, and they can use them. And it gives you a little more leeway. Where ham radio, you can't do that. So you got ham radio, you got GMRS radio, and of course these, if you go out in a boat, you can program all the marine band channels into these, and they can become your mobile marine band, your portable marine band radio. So there's a lot of really cool things that they can do. And again, I suggest one for the Go Kit. I really do. To say that I buy too much of this stuff. Now, I've got my two really nice radios out in the car, but I'm going to show you guys some stuff here. Okay, when you're buying these radios, all these radios have the ability to come with a battery eliminator, and this clicks in place of the battery. Okay, and most of the radios now come in 7 or 8 colors. And you can buy one of these for about $10. It slides right into place, and once you slide it into place, now this plugs into your cigarette lighter, and now this is working right off your car battery. So now if you put an antenna on the roof, it's running off your car battery. You can Velcro it to your dashboard and hook up a mic to it and talk on the mic. And now you've basically got your own little car radio. Every one of them comes with the little headphone adapter for your ears and all that. There's a bunch of different ones here. This particular one here, this was the UV82. This was the industry standard for the longest time. And then of course the TYTs. TYTs are really good radios. I kind of suggest these to people early on because I found them to be such good radios. Another thing you can get that's really cool on these radios is they do this thing where you can buy high cap batteries, and you put a high capacity battery on there, and now look, you got a high cap. This thing now lasts for 3 or 4 days on the battery. All this stuff is cheap. It's all cheap Chinese stuff. They got all kinds of different models. This is a Baofeng here. I paid about $35 for it. This one here is waterproof. This one here is a Wi-Fi radio. Bunch of these. But yeah, the antennas he was talking about, these right here. They're like Nagoyas. They're like, you know, they're regular antennas, but they're a lot. You carry this around, and you got this big ass antenna, and the truth is, I don't actually think it improves your reception or your transmitting that much. So I wouldn't spend a bunch of money on these, but you can get a Nagoya. A Bree is another name, a Bree, and they make decent antennas. And Comet. So a Bree, Nagoya, and Comet. They're all good as long as you don't end up with a fake. And then of course, sometimes just the one that comes with the radio is actually the best one for whatever your application is. Then you can get look at this old dinosaur somebody gave me. That's a Radio Shack model from the late 70s. Isn't that cool? That's VHF as well. All right, so anyway, there's all that equipment. When you're dealing with, if you're going to go ahead and get into, a Baofeng portable or whatever, just don't spend too much. Mama, you can't lay there when I'm going to sit there. How did you get your colossus up? You okay? How did that happen? She's got her claw stuck in my chair. All right, anyway, look at those lights, boy. We're starting to really get some good ones here. All right, so hope I didn't bore you guys too much with all that. Yeah, I've got the easy. I've got the 7900. I have an 8900 and I used it to death and it finally quit working. And here's the thing, I wasn't going to buy another 8900 because I never used the FM 6 meter, I never used the FM 10 meter, so it was a waste of money. I saved $45 by buying the 7900, which is just a dual band. It's all you really need. Yes. Yeah, most of this stuff now you can buy in different colors. Okay, Red, I will check that. Yeah, you can learn a lot with GMRS. I like GMRS because you can hand one to your friend and get away with it. You can hand them to your family. It's not like ham radio where you can't do that. It's forbidden. I cannot hand you a ham radio and we talk to each other. Now I can sit with you and you can go on my radio and talk to anybody on any band that I'm licensed to talk to. As long as you're using my call sign and I'm sitting with you, but we can't talk to each other on the radio. It's a weird rule, but they do it because they want you to have a license. If you're going to be on there, they want you to have a license. That's the bottom line. That's what it finally, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. GMRS, they don't care as much. And so I strongly suggest if you want it all to get into radio equipment, get into GMRS, get your GMRS license. And then if you decide to do your ham radio is easy to get into now. It's $35. It's a 30 question test, but they publish the questions and the answers, guys. They publish the questions and the answers. Please get out of my face. My God. No, none of these are local to me. I have my local cam outside, but I'm not expecting anything here tonight, but I am going to keep an eye out here for the next hour or so. Not going to be on too much later, guys. I got to get up in the morning early and go buy a pump. Yeah, I'm looking now. I obviously don't have them here. They're not down near this far. But I did just check, just to make sure. Okay, and yeah, lots of green tonight. It seems like when it comes down this far, they're red. The only two times I've ever seen them in Florida, they've been red or pink. Red for me, red and pink for others. Yeah, the upper right is Eli. see if I can figure it out here. Yeah, the one right above me is the North Dakota dual Aurora cam. From the North Dakota dual Aurora cam is what it says. I'm trying to see what other ones I've got here. There's also people spoofing already, of course. That one there is Iceland. The one in the center, top center, is Iceland. Iceland Auroras from WorldCam. No, it doesn't look as good as last night, and last night was not quite as good as that time, whenever it was, 6 months or a year ago. So yeah, we're definitely not looking at the biggest one yet here. So there's a pretty good chance we'll get another one here. They could be stronger than all these. We've still got a little ways to go here on the solar maximum. Ed, what's wrong, buddy? You ready to go to bed? I'm going soon because I got to get up early. I got to go buy a pump. I hate dealing with well systems. I just hate it. I absolutely hate it. Hi, Daddy. What you doing? They all generally get along, my cats. The only reason you hear a little spat like that is because Mama Bleep's not happy that these two are in here. This is her place. And I let them in. And she's mad at me because I let them in. And she got her claw stuck in the chair. So now she's got a shitty attitude about life. Yeah, I don't see anything there either. Definitely not like last night, guys. We had to go pretty far north to find active auroras. Yeah. All right, yeah. No, it does not look good for southern states tonight. I don't think we're going to see it again tonight. Yeah, no, nothing yet in Florida, and I'm not expecting Florida tonight. Yeah. Well, that's okay, because you know what? We do what we can do. We get what we can get, and we'll take what we got, and that's what we get. So I'm not worried about that. I like to see, I would love to see, we do have a storm chaser out, but they're not broadcasting right now. I do like to see the Aurora, and I do like to see it come down, but by the time it starts coming down here to Florida, you're getting really close to a situation that might start damaging satellites and things like that. That's kind of the only bad part about all that. Ed's mad because Ed wants to go to bed. Ed is getting old, and he's like 10 years old, and at night, about 9 or 10 o'clock, he will start meowing and looking for me, and he was yelling at the door, and I let him in, and he doesn't really necessarily want to be in here. He wants me to go to bed. No, there's no meteor shower. What you're seeing is bugs or rain or snow. They all three look like weird streaks of light in these night vision cameras, and that's all you're seeing. Um, there you go. You can see them in this one as well. And look at all that artifact up top there. That's all just a reflection of the lights below inside the lens. Definitely not like last night. Boy, I was seeing them in all these last night. Crazy. Um, no, Gator, we can predict them out a couple days, but not more than that because we have to have the explosion happen on the sun. And we can't predict when those are going to happen. We can see a sunspot that has a strange magnetic field, and we can say, oh, look, that sunspot there is probably, it harbors the energy for a large flare, but we still aren't sure. But once it does flare, there's an instant blackout that happens. That happens instantly. There's not much you can do about that. However, what we're looking at here, these CMEs arriving, this plasma arriving at Earth, yeah, we can predict those out 48 hours or so. And they've come fairly close on a lot of them as far as how bad they're going to be. I've noticed that a lot of times they're not as bad as they say they're going to be. And then like last night, they end up being worse than they said they were going to be. So it's pretty much like weather. They do their best to predict, but it certainly is not a perfect science, that's for sure. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, you could have a decent idea, Anna, but still, there is no. Um, it's even with weather, they can't tell you if you're going to get a bad thunderstorm 4 hours from now. It's kind of the same thing. They're just guessing. We can kind of get close. We kind of know that someone's going to get some, but we don't know exactly who. And it's very similar to predicting weather. And that's bugs flying by the camera. It's because of the kind of camera these are. I use a bunch of these here. They save bandwidth because they only change the pixels that actually change, if that makes sense. It takes the image, the last image, and it only makes updates. So image after image after image, it doesn't have to recreate the image 30 or 40 or 50 times a second. All it has to do is simply note the changes, and that's the kind of format that it is. Works great on security cameras, but it certainly is not good for production video. And that's pretty much it. I've checked all the ones up here that are in our network anyway. Um, Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, okay, just go. My God, you just keep clawing me over and over. I'm sick of it. I'm just gonna put all these cats out. I can't handle it. I don't normally have them all in here like this. All right, so there we go. All right, yeah, and thanks for that, Dominic. Thanks for letting me know. All right, there we go, guys. Congress sends the bill ending the longest government shutdown in history. Was just sent to Trump's desk. All he has to do is sign it, and this will end the government shutdown. He's going to sign the bill tonight, any moment now, if he hasn't already. And so this is breaking right now. The bill to end the record-breaking U.S. government shutdown, currently now sitting on President Donald Trump's desk after more than 42 days. Federal funding legislation aimed at opening the government passed in the House Wednesday evening, ending the weeks-long fiscal standoff that has largely paralyzed Congress since October 1st. Republicans on the House floor erupted in cheers when the bill prevailed, while the majority of Democrats quietly exited the chamber. The White House said Trump would sign the bill this evening about 9:45, which was about 20 minutes ago. So we can only assume that's going on right now. 6 Democrats voted with all but 2 Republicans to pass the bill with a 222 to 209 split. The Democrats who voted in favor of the legislation, well, who cares about names? Okay, so there you go. That's it. There's really not much else to tell. And that should end this government shutdown by tomorrow. It should be over with. Probably be over with here in the next few minutes. Yeah, there you go. Well, the truth is it doesn't affect most people. You know, I'm glad everybody's going to get their paychecks now, of course, and you know, hopefully this will smooth out the travel problems we've been having across the country. Um, you are seeing them in South Arkansas. Well, there you go. I do have a few cameras down here in Arkansas. I looked at them a little while ago. I don't really see them. But hey, let's see here. I think that's the one I literally just did. All right, so if you thank you everybody for being here tonight. Great crowd tonight. Um, I normally do 2 hours. Tonight it's going to be a little short. I'm coming off some doubles here and a vacation, and I'm spent tonight. I need to go to bed. I've got to get up early and go buy a pump. I got to go buy. Literally, when I moved into this place 15 years ago, not long after moving in, I replaced a pump. That pump was $119. That same pump tomorrow will cost $500. So things have just gotten so much more expensive. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and do last call for anything in the chat room. Anything you want me to mention, bring up, talk about, throw it in the chat room, and I'll mention it real quick. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, I'm going to check for any other breaking news that we need to mention here before we go. All right, there's been no update from spaceweather.com, so I think that's pretty much where we're at. As far as radio propagation, the solar flux index is up to 163. 163. I thought it would be higher than that. K index at 4, so it's pretty choppy up there. your radio propagation's not going to be great with a K index of 4. So that's what we've got. Currently, everything is in the fair or poor category. There is no bands that are in the good category. There's also no VHF band openings anywhere right now. And there's a 65% probability of solar flares overnight. So it's still going on up there. That could be. Edwin, we'll have to keep an eye on it. It is sympathetic, meaning that sometimes this will happen 12 hours after that happens, stuff like that, and a lot of times we'll see that with this. But yeah, right now it's K of 4, but yeah, it could go up, obviously. The geomagnetic field is listed as active with a noise floor of S3 to S4. Edwin, we do not have a bunch of energy heading in for tomorrow, so not expecting a big aurora storm tomorrow. We will check it and discuss it tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here. Solar weather, space weather, or what we call the space weather environment is something we discuss just about every night. Yeah, I think by tomorrow it should calm down. And then we'll have to see the sunspot, the 2 sunspot clusters that caused all this. They're moving around on the eastern side now, and they're going to go around the limb before long. And they'll be somebody else's problem for a while. Now they may make it all the way around the disk and re-emerge. And a little piece of trivia for you guys, I don't know if you know it or not, when a sunspot goes behind the eastern limb and it comes around the other side, they will issue it a new sunspot number. They do not recycle sunspot numbers because we're not sure what happened while it was on the backside of the sun. So we assume that's the same sunspot. So yeah, they don't really assume. What they do is every time it crosses the disk, it will be assigned a new fresh sunspot number. But yeah, I think it's all going to calm down tomorrow for sure. Gator, I really hope you do, and I'll be glad to help you. My call sign is KO4EFS, and my email address is KO4EFS@gmail.com. If there's anything I can help you with, even if it's just finding the videos, go back on my site, search my site. You know how you go to my channel and search my channel. There's a little search glass on the channel. Search for whatever you're looking for on my channel first, whether it's FT8 programming with chirp, whether it's picking up the 1099 the 1090 dump stuff, whatever you want to do, there's a video on there that I did, so it's all there for you already. No action for North Georgia tonight, Edwin. I really don't believe so, no. Yes, and BJ is correct. There's a lot of hams in here. We're here every night at 9 o'clock, and I'll answer your questions every night. So you've literally got somebody right here, and also BJ and everybody else, and Junior and all these other Heath, all accomplished amateur radio operators in the chat room, and so we can get you going for sure. I think it would be fun. Like I said, you can buy the radio first and then get your license later. Just as long as you're not talking, everything's legal. When you start transmitting, that's when you have to be careful. Now, does that mean if you talk on the wrong channel for a couple minutes, black helicopters are going to come swarming your house? No. No. Let's just be realistic. 5 watts don't go very far. Yes, chirp is your friend. CHIRP. Download it. It's free. Chirp programming software. Whenever you buy a radio, a Chinese radio, make sure it comes with a programming cable. If not, look around, because you'll find that same radio from a different vendor that will include the programming cable. Once it comes in, you plug that right into your computer, plug it into the radio, and now you can program it. You can actually go to my channel, type in CHIRP in the little search glass on my channel, and I've made 2 or 3 videos on how to use Chirp. And I even show you how to download the entire marine band setup and paste it in. And download the entire FRS and GMRS setups and paste them in. And download the entire MERS setup and hailing frequencies and paste them in. And download all of your local repeaters and all your local businesses and paste them in. Even your local airport, and paste it in. You don't even have to redidact everything. You don't have to type all the little numbers. It's all right. You can literally download it in sets, in data sets. And then you just decide where in your 1,000 channel bank you want it to be. I've got mine broken up. Like my 0 through 99, that's all my channels, stuff that I do all the time. 100 through 200, all the local amateur radio stuff for the 7 counties around here. 200 to 300, Marine Band, FRS, GMRS. 400 to 500, all the Blairsville channels. 600 to 700, all the Atlanta channels, Atlanta hams, Atlanta everything. 800 to 900, I've got in there all of the business bands stuff from my area down here. I got over 100 different schools and businesses in there. So my channel, my radio's got almost 1,000 channels actually programmed into it, and hardly any of those did I have to actually type the number. You can do it right from Chirp. It downloads it as a data set. Yeah, sometimes these will affect electronic devices. I can't say that they don't. Yeah, Super Galactic Games. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I haven't looked at that specifically. But yes, that would be another indicator that there may be more to come. All right, Edwin, have a good night. Yep, see, there you go. BJ and Heath offering to help anybody that needs help. Yes, I've seen the Northern Lights in Florida twice. Once last year, late last year, early this year, whatever it was, and once last night. There's nothing better than Northern Lights with the silhouette of palm trees. I just love that. I think it's so awesome. Yep. All right. So yeah, the whatever you guys want to get into the video, I've already made the video. Whether you want to track planes with an RTL STR, whether you want to buy a cheap radio and program it, whether you want to learn how to do the slow scan television, it's all right. Remember that thing I talked about earlier? If you go on to my channel and type SSTV, slow scan television, SSTV, it will come up. I've got it all there. It tells you step by step how to download it, how to use it, where it is, what it is. It's all free. All this stuff is free. The equipment is inexpensive. You're also a therapist. I love it. There you go. Just, just in case, right?
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. All right, and we do on this channel, guys. We're here every night at 9 p.m. We do a lot of different stuff here. A lot of times it's all kinds of crazy action going on. A lot of times it's just this, what you're seeing right now. We're just hanging out and talking a little bit of science. Thank you for those of you who are not into two-way radios for indulging us tonight. I talked a little more tonight than I normally do about radios. I have a certain section of the crowd that doesn't like to talk about radios. I have a certain section of the crowd that doesn't like to talk about politics, and I get it. And I got a certain section of the crowd that likes to talk about other things and different things. And so what I try to do is I try to not dwell on one thing too long. Yeah. All right, guys, last call in the chat room, last call, and I'm going to be calling it a little early tonight. Normally I do 2 hours, but I'm coming up on an hour and a half, and we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight because I'm going to bed early. Tomorrow night, we're going to take another check on 3i Atlas. Some weird, different thruster jet things look like it's coming off of it. Who knows? We're going to check that out again and see if there's anything new going on with that. All right, and you guys don't forget our Discord channel. There's a lot of new pictures over there. If you look under the general tab, a lot of our viewers have sent us pictures of what they saw out there, and that was really cool. Yes, Jim, thank you. I am. I'm going. Look at me. Look at me. I look like I just burned down 3 blunts. I'm just tired. I'm just like, Jesus. All right. Anyway, Matthew, there's so much fun stuff. If you're into radio and radio scanning, you need to get an RTL STR. I think I got the link for it. Hold on. I think I got it right here. Yeah, if you're into listening, check out this. This gives you free access to scanners all over the country that you can go to all different channels on. It's really cool. And also, to get that into your computer, you want to use this, the VR cable, and for the SSTV for your phone. I just want you guys to have all these. These were from earlier. I put these in earlier, but you can't scroll back that far. That's SSTV, and I think the one I would get here is probably this one right here. This is the one I'm really talking about. This last one I'm putting in here, the 4th one. Basically what this is, wait a minute, that's not going to work. Hold on. Let me get the short link. I just put in the really long link. There's the short link. Okay, yeah, if you click on that one I just put in, that shows you, you can buy this little box for 38 bucks, and it scans everything from like below 1 megahertz all the way up into the microwave bands. It literally scans the entire spectrum pretty much. And it does it with your computer, and it gives you a waterfall, and you can use it to decode different things. It's one of the things I recommend when people are first starting out in ham radio and they're just listening. You want to get that, and then of course you would use that with this software called SDR Sharp. from Air Spy. But anyway, these are all the things that you guys need. You know, check all these different things out. And you can get the, if you're getting the slow scan for your computer, it's MMSSTV. So save all these links, and this will give you guys plenty of things to do. And then if you're going to do slow scan TV on your computer, you're going to need this program here. Okay. All right. I think that's good. That gives you guys a lot to think about tonight, a lot to do. Yeah, and Junior put the direct link in for the RTL SDR. If you're new to ham radio, then the SDR route is really good because it will it gives you an opportunity to scan all kinds of stuff, and then you can download plugins and you can actually decode the different kinds of signals that you're hearing. It also does upper sideband, lower sideband, AM, FM, FM wide, FM narrow. It does all the different bands. So really cool. You can use it. You can put an antenna on your roof, and you can buy a $120 disc cone antenna, stick it up on your roof, and you can hear all the planes landing at your airport. You can hear your whatever people are in your community doing whatever, it's real easy to find all those frequencies too. Yes, Junior, that's true. There's also, and I haven't done the one that Junior just mentioned yet, but if you get more advanced into this and you want to do it, for that STR RTL, you can buy a little filter to go on there that's $35 and build you a little antenna to go on top of that and stick it outside. And now you can pick up plane telemetry from 100 miles away. It gives you flight data, speed, altitude, and it looks like a flight radar right on your screen. And you're actually picking it up locally with your own antenna and your own radio. It's really cool. You're basically tapping into the broadcasts coming out of the collision avoidance system. Then if you really wanted to, you could build you a helix antenna and start picking up the polar orbit transmissions coming down from both the geosynchronous weather satellites and the polar orbit weather satellites. All that stuff's there. It's right there. You just got to grab it, pull it down, and it'll print right out on your TV. Now, you want to be the prepper with everything. How about the prepper that can download his own weather images from his satellites? A prepper that can actually watch for planes without the internet, and listen to whatever frequency you may need to listen to on a whim with whatever demodulation you need. So really a neat thing. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so anyway, guys, there you go. That's going to be the show for tonight. 90 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was enlightening. I hope that my guys out there in radio grab some of these links I put in and just go check out this stuff and have fun with it. And don't forget, the International Space Station is flying over, and every time it flies over, every 2 minutes, it's going to send down a picture and you can receive it. And this goes clear through for the next 7 days or 8 days. So you want to get some way to receive this, even if you just go online and receive it from an SDR somewhere, and you can download it yourself. I got 3 cats right here. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing? You ready to go to bed? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is really cool stuff, and it's also fairly inexpensive. It's when you get into talking on HF that it gets expensive. That's when you get up into the thousands of dollars. But for the most part, this kind of stuff is cheap and easy and fun, and you can buy it all right on Amazon. So there you go. All right, everybody. Everybody, I want you to have a great night out there. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be talking about science and all the usual stuff, plus any breaking news that's going on, and we'll keep an eye on the sky tomorrow, again, right here on the Sights and Sounds of Earth, live from Starship Studios. My name's Ian, and I'm here with Mama Bleep and Ed Earl and Daddy Kitty, and on behalf of myself and my crew here, I'd like to say good night from North Fort Myers. You guys have a great night out there. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m., right back here on Starship Adventures. Have a good one, everybody. Have a safe tomorrow.